Long, long ago, two grey gods crawled through a rift into this world and found it warm, lush, and unclaimed. It lacked only worshippers, so these gods, the Famhair, gifted apes with thought, shaping them into a clever, violent race, humanity. Great civilizations soon spread across the world, bloodthirsty, cruel, and strong in magic. Then the Famhair turned their greedy eyes on Arborea and Canestia, the homes of the elves and dwarfs, who until then had hardly noticed the thinking apes or their gods. Thus began the All-War, as the elves and dwarves banded together to defeat the Famhair and their human armies. But the Famhair were unkillable. All that could be done was drive them back through the rift, and even this cost the old races. All their gods and heroes died closing it. Worse, the Famhair never stopped clawing at it from the void, rending the very fabric of the world. So, a song spell was made that would forever knit up the rift. And as punishment for their part in the war, a human king's daughter was enchanted so she might sing the song without food or rest for eternity. 1,000 years on, and the maiden is forgotten. But the whispers of the Famhair still invade the dreams of the ambitious, promising power and crimson glory. 3 times have evil men heeded that siren call and sought the rift. And 3 times have they been defeated by ragtag and unproven heroes. Today the whispers wake a new evil, more devious than those that came before. Who this time will stand against it? What heroes this time will rise?
A summer's day in Scarabray became a wintry night. Foes from below, blood on the snow, bright crimson on white. A madman's story of
The song I sing will tell the tale of a cold and wintry day, of castle walls and torchlit halls, and a price men had to pay. When evil fled and brave men bled, the Dark One came to stay, till men of old, for blood and gold, had rescued Scarabray.
Ready?
Not hardly.
Hang it! Take it for them! Give them the drum! This is only the beginning.
Thus, children, shall the Sword Father smite all who befriend the old races.
Hail, Henrid!
He shall drive the elf and the dwarf back to their wretched holes. He shall burn the witches and warlocks who make pacts with them. He shall cut out the tongues of the bards who sing of them. For the sword father knows it is the followers of the old ways who are
Oh, that's a bad business. And no mistake.
dark and bloody-handed gods.
I don't understand. What did they do? What was their crime?
Their crime? Existing was their crime. The Fatherites don't like our kind.
Children, shall the sword father smite all who befriend the old races.
Come on, before those paladins give us a second glance.
I'll give them a second glance. And maybe a...
Oh, here now! Save it! You'll only get yourself killed. And we need you. You're gonna save Skara Brae. Ah, you're looking at me like you think old Rabbie's had a few too many. Well, maybe I have. But this is no drunkard's fancy. You've been in my dreams 7 nights now, and each one with the same end. You the hero, and me lost.
Children, shall the sword father smite all who befriend the old races. He shall drive the elf and the dwarf back to their wretched holes. He shall burn the witches and warlocks who make
They all start with some evil slithering out of the darkness, and you driving it back from whence it came. But I don't make it to the happy ever after. And there's a moment right at the end where you could save me, and instead you choose not to. You just turn away and leave me to be buried alive. Well, maybe that means I shouldn't trust you. But you're the best hope we've got. So I guess I'll just have to pray that part's not true. Anyway, hero, let's get back to the Adventurers Guild. I have a few words to say to the congregation. This way.
Children, shall the sword father smite all who befriend the old races.
Turn around. Streets
Back
closed.
off.
You can't swing a cat in Skara Brae these days without hitting a paladin. Not that I'm prone to swinging cats.
This is where I always set up.
I don't care. You're blocking the public way. You'll have to move.
Well, where am I supposed to go?
That's your problem. Just
Hot soup! Delicious soup! Best soup! Aha! Come here for soup, have you? Well, soup is not an adequate description for what you'll be getting. You'll be getting fulfillment, joy, the tender embrace of your mother's arms. This is not just soup. It is a revelation, a liquid epiphany. Heaven by the spoonful. There is no question that this soup is good enough for you. The question you have to ask yourself is, am I good enough for this soup? No. On consideration, you are not good enough for this soup. Ruffians!
Thou heretics!
More murder. I should...
There's nothing to be gained fighting the Fatherites head on. There's another way. At least, I hope there is.
Nor the dwarf, nor the trow. Think not, lest thou sin. Faith is all. The temple will protect you.
Nothing!
The temple will protect you. Report all heroes! Turn thou from superstition! Only the temple has the answer!
Yes to the elves!
Trust. The fair folk are not thy friends! Venture not into Scarabray below! Only evil dwells there! Laugh not at Trow! That is how they take thy soul!
Character!
Purchase not from a dwarf! Thou wilt never stop paying! Block thy ears to the bard!
Eh?
They shall sing thy soul away! Song is...
Too much for you, eh?
Got a weak stomach?
You better get used to it.
All the Scarabray will burn before these priests are through.
Dwarves took all I had. Please help me. I've known some good trout, but not many. Adventurers say this town. Round 'em up. That's what I said. Seems like they're hanging anyone. They hanged my shoemaker last week.
They must have done something wrong. The temple knows what it's doing. Cabbage, carrots, carrots, and potatoes. Cabbage, carrots, potatoes, cabbage. Aye.
I do feel sorry for the elves. Really, I do.
Shh! Don't say that out loud.
Here we are. The guild.
A new recruit?
There were more folk killed last night. Some great beast, they said.
And again, they blame us for it.
What I just saw at Henred's hanging tree was the last straw. We have to...
Did you hear that?
The song of the maiden. What does it foretell this time?
Arrest the heretics! Burn this den of evil to the ground!
This way, hero! Hurry! Oh, we made it. What a nightmare, eh? Come on. We've got to get to the old guild and figure a way to protect ourselves. The Adventurers Guild from back before the old town was buried is still here after all these years. Just a little filthier and liable to collapse. At least it's well hidden. No danger of it. Another visit from the Fatherites. Come on. We're looking for a green door. Hold on, hero. You'd better touch that luckstone. Luckstones have been around since before the All War. And it's always good to give them a rub, particularly before a fight. They can give you a second chance if things go wrong. There. Now you're safe. No matter what befalls, you'll come right back to here.
Aye. What can I do? Are they adventurers? Did they escape the fire?
Bide a moment. Don't think these are any friends of ours. No, they're up to mischief. We'll have to fight him, I fear.
Hardly worth our effort.
Kill! Kill for the masters! End of the road, heroes.
Cheers, friends!
Drink the meat bag.
Stronger by the minute.
I beg your pardon.
Just try it.
Here. Kill for the masters. What masters, I wonder?
What can I do?
Eh? Searching for us, I'll wager. We'd better steer clear. Maybe those rogues were carrying something to burn down these boards. What did you find on them?
Adventurers! Pluck their hearts out!
At your command.
Ready?
Get over there!
Here to serve. Lunge!
Drink up, meatbag!
On your word.
Would you weep?
Ready for orders.
That was a nasty scrap. Let's see to our wounds.
Yes? There is no glory here.
Last chance to run, ya cravens!
To friendship!
Cheers! Stepping by.
I'm right here, hero! Right here!
On your word.
On your word.
Command me. I salute you.
I hope you brought enough for everyone.
Ready? Ah!
Go on. I'll give you a free one.
Oh!
Oh!
Stepping by.
Ready.
There's another luckstone. Better? Safe than sorry, I always say.
You fools! You let them scatter! Now we shall have to drag them out again! The people must see what a danger these outcasts are! Find them! Find
We're the danger? Who set fire to the guild?
Aye. And who keeps hanging innocent folk?
More paladins. Can't let them spot us. Edge left and stick to the shadows. The Adventurers Guild is just around the corner.
All right. Go after what they did. Death awaits us if we take this fight. But I am ready.
Aye.
What is that?
One eye, one leg, one arm. Is it a Fashan? I've sung songs about them, but I never thought I'd see one.
All the monsters of legend. A battle such as this will win us much honor.
Stepping by. Let me just... Pardon?
Ready. I salute you. I beg your pardon.
Here. Aha! Let me just...
At your command. Please excuse me.
Ready? Stepping by.
What can I do?
Aye.
Here.
Stay in the camp. Torn apart, right in front of me. I didn't know whether to shit or scream.
What do you want? Forgive me, my bile. 'Tis not you who have stirred it, but these cursed clods who broke my best lute and battered me with their oafish fists. If you need an instrument, I have a few I am willing to sell. I am trying to raise enough coin to return to the Everwood. The venture has not so far been a success. A mob, fevered by the Fatherites. They accused me of trying to lure some badish boy into the shadows, then set upon me with fist and boot. Had not a fellow adventurer been passing, I've no doubt I would have hung from their tree. Fortunately, a dwarf named Dalgleish saw my peril and dragged me to safety, taking many blows himself. I am in his debt. Not the finest instruments you'll ever find. Just a few I've acquired over the years. Please.
Aye?
Ready.
May you have better fortune than your fair friend Mary.
Do not fear me, friends, I beg you. Yes, I am a Fatherite, but I no longer take orders from Bishop Henred or any of his compatriots. It is they who are not Fatherites, for they have abandoned the Sword Father's tenets. Thus, I have broken with them and come here to this refuge to do what a priest must always do: help the helpless and teach those who wish to learn. The Sword Father was a man once, a king of Lestras who valiantly drove out foreign invaders and sacrificed himself for the security of his people. Such was his honor and goodness that he became a god upon his death, and his daughter, known as the Blessed Lady, an all-merciful goddess. Together they watch over mankind, the Father inspiring them in times of trouble, the Blessed Lady comforting them when the storm has passed. He did not seem so terrible when first he arrived. Ambitious, yes, but still compassionate and with a keen intellect that was never satisfied. Then slowly his mind became less flexible, his fears more consuming and his compassion reserved only for his own kind. Where once the temples helped all, Henred ordered that only the faithful be fed and all others be turned away. It only got worse from there, as you know, and I now fear he has lost his sanity entirely. I was reprimanded for aiding a dwarf, and when I defended myself, Henred demanded I give up my ministry. had left without looking back. But I haven't left the true church. Only Henry's church, which is not and shall never be mine. Well, I do what I can. Healing, comforting, feeding, advising. If you are sick or wounded, I will be happy to help you. Let me see what ails you. If you seek to channel the power of your God for good works, yes, I can show you. First, however, I would ask a favour. Some of Henry's so-called paladins have looted sacred relics and are wearing them as medals, it seems. As if covering one's self in holy artifacts made one more holy. Preposterous. I know Paladin Captain Beckwith, who patrols the road near Fetter Cairn, wears one. If you could get it from him, so I may return it to its proper place, I would believe that you have the fortitude and commitment to learn what I have to teach. Bless you, friends. Aye. Cabbage, carrots, potatoes. Cabbage, carrots, and potatoes. Aye.
Welcome, friend. I'm Resa, and this is Palafax. How can we help you? New folks arriving here every day, driven out of their homes by monsters or paladins or what have you, and they all need to eat and sleep. Oh, I haven't much, but we share what we have. If you need food, it's there. A place to lie down, the houses across the way are safe, and if you're wounded, get in that line there. We'll see to you as soon as we can. It was all chaos here when the attack started, so somebody had to organise. Me and Palafax here, my husband, we started finding blankets and food for the rest and keeping watch as best we could. Not doing too bad so far, but there's more folk coming in every day. It'll get worse before it gets better. Ah, my bold, brave husband. Always manages to find trouble where no one else can. Good thing for a guard, I suppose. Not so easy on his wife, though. Well, at least we're in trouble together this time. Help out if you can. We need it.
Poor folk. More every day. Where are we going to fit them all? If you need food and healing, see my wife here, Resa. If you need a blade or some leather on your back, see me. And if you're fit enough, we could use some help holding back the darkness, as the city watch ain't likely to help us down here. And why shouldn't I be? Was with them for 30 years until this Henred becomes Bishop of the Fatherites. Then all of a sudden being Einar is a sin, fired for worshipping the wrong gods, took my house and tried to burn poor Resa as a witch. Pooh! Spent half my life arresting the rats that lived in Skara Brae below, and now I'm down here helping them. Oh, it's a funny old world, eh? I've got some likely lads patrolling the camp, but what we really need is some hardy souls to go into the dark and clear some streets. Things seem to be breeding in there. Horrible things. Resa's my wife. Met her at her father's tavern. Oh, she wouldn't look at me at first, but then, well, I guess she got used to me. I won't find a kinder person in all of Caith. I don't know how I got so lucky. Have a look. Thanks for looking.
Stay still.
Has anyone
You
seen my
must
Arthur?
rest.
He's about so high. Brown hair. Arthur!
You're gonna be fine. Just fine.
Here we are. I told Orlo not to let anybody in who didn't give him the wildland whistle. Give it a try.
That's the tune! Welcome, friend. Hello, Robbie. Glad to see you in one piece.
One minute. I gotta make a little speech. And this time, I hope we won't be interrupted. All friends, lend me your ears a moment. Well, friends, seems the Fatherites have decided to wipe us adventurers out once and for all. Not sure if they really think we're behind all the murder and mayhem that's been plaguing Scarabray, or if they just want a scapegoat. But either way, if we ever want to live in peace again, we have to prove to those bastard sword priests that we're not the enemy. And the best way to do that is to bring them the enemy. Now, I'm sending messengers to the elves and dwarves to petition their help in this. That help, however, may be long in coming. So we need a few brave souls here and now, willing to hunt down whoever's behind this terror and deliver them to the priests. Not just to save Scarabray, not just to save the Adventurers Guild, but to save the lives of all the elves, dwarves, trow, adventurers, outcasts, and practitioners of magic in Caith. So, any volunteers? Well, you know where I'll be when you make up your mind. I knew you'd come forward, hero. Now, listen. Seems the raid on the Adventurers Guild was just one attack among many today. There's atrocities happening all over Scarabray, and Dalgleish, Ringneck, and the Green Lady, who you met during the fighting, have gone to look into some of them. I promised I'd send help if I could find any. Would you look for them and give them a hand? This is the old town, the original Scarabray. When the mad god Tarjan attacked it with fire and storm a century and a half ago, the earth shook so the muddy hills around the town flowed down and buried it to the gables. Ever since, the poor and outcast and outlaw have been digging it out again, little by little, making a home in the dark. Now, there's not much more to tell. I can never remember any details of where or how. I just know the troubles we're having now will end when you end them. And somehow, you'll end me too. I only wish I knew why. The Fatherites claim that elves, dwarves, drow, and those who practice magic or follow the old ways are enemies of their faith. But until all this magical mayhem started, the most they would do was preach against us. Now it seems they want to wipe us out, as if that would make them safe. It isn't us behind this terror. Ha! Ringneck's a collector, I'll call him. Likes shiny things. He was looking into a kidnapping in Wellbottom, the trow camp here in Scarabray below. I'd look for him first, as Wellbottom's nearby. Then he can help you find the others. Dalgleish is a dwarf smith and a long-time protector of Scarabray. Someone's been attacking his clients, and he fears it's because he's investigating these terrors. He was off just before the raid to lie in wait for the devils at a client's stall in Scarabray above. She's an elf who dedicated herself to caring for the poorest in Scarabray. She'd heard some rumours of elves luring children away from their families, like in the old tales. She went above ground to learn the truth of it. If you need some kit, peek in those crates. Won't do to go around defenceless in days like these.
If you want something, spit it out. No time for any hemming and hawing. Aside from listening to jackdaw and numpties, I hire out sell swords to them that can afford it. Are you in the market? Aside from listening to jackdaw and... Fine. What do you want to change? Thank you kindly for your business. Now piss off.
Ah, another weary soul. Not many creature comforts yet here at the new guild, but Granny Goodnight and I managed to put a few kegs in a barrow as we were running out. So, how about a drink? Ah, in the old days, the guild was out in the open. A place for treasure hunters, sell swords, and practitioners to find work and tell tall tales. These days, it's the last refuge for anyone who doesn't fit into the Fatherites' narrow little world. Mages, rogues, folk of the old races. They can all have a drink and know they're not going to have any trouble. Well, they could until tonight. Aye, didn't he make it? Poor soul. Paladin got her before I could get him. No half the barkeep she was, but I'll do my best. It's no much, but... Happy drinking, friend.
Hello, friends. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Sir Stephen of Dengler. Can't talk long. Black Hawk and I are flying off to Lestras soon. That's right, flying. I ride on the back of a great hawk, crossing land and sea as easy as others cross the street. It's always been a dream of mine to circumnavigate the world, and I'm well on my way. Black Hawk is the name of my Black Hawk. Yes, he's a big old bird. Wings wider than the gates of Skara Brae. Have him perched on top of Kyralan's tower right now. But you can't see him. Oh no, I made him invisible so he won't scare the populace. See you soon.
Oh, there. I don't suppose you'd be interested in buying or selling a soul now, would you? Lar is the name. Lar of Revellon, at your service. That's right. Usually do brisk business, but not having much luck here. Haven't made a sale in days. Everyone down here in Skara Brae below seems to have one already. Not an empty vessel among you. Up in the new city, of course, almost no one has a soul. I could make a killing up there, but it's too dangerous. What with the Fatherites running things, my sort of business is, frowned upon. Plenty of souls down here to choose from, but no one seems in a selling mood. Too busy fighting the good fight, or some such nonsense. Think I'll have to move on to some place where the people are more beset with ennui. Boredom always helps the market. Nice talking with you.
Welcome to Roscoe's. But I want you to know this is not the Emporium. I'm only here selling this rubbish because the Emporium has been flattened by a giant and occupied by trow. Now, how can I help you? Yes, the 7th of that name, and the first, Fian help me, to abandon the store. Even in the aftermath of Tarjan's destruction, my ancestors kept the doors open, while I'm a disgrace to the name. The rarest, most exclusive collection of magical and mystical items, elixirs and ingredients ever assembled in Skara Brae, now pounded into rubble and occupied by trow mercenaries who are ambushing every poor practitioner who comes through the door looking for me. It is an intolerable situation. My reputation and... Oh, just a moment. I don't suppose you... Oh, but of course you would. What adventurer wouldn't? Ah, well, when I escaped the Emporium, I happened to take with me a lantern of illusion. If you could drive out the trow that currently occupy the Emporium, then set the lantern on the hook outside the door, it will make the place impossible for undesirables to find until I can return and clean it up a bit. After that, if you find yourself in need of best quality magical merchandise, why, I would gratefully sell it to you for a deep, deep discount. What? Excellent. Then here is the lantern, and here is the location of the Emporium. Be careful, though. There are a lot of trow there, and they aren't the friendly sort. Thank you for coming to Roscoe's. Please, come again.
Did you find Ringneck? Well, keep looking.
What is it now? Say. Thanks. Now, what is it now? Come back with a prop... Wasting my time.
So, this sage can save the world?
Only if he's freed. And that is my quest. To free him from his prison, so that he may save us.
What a story! I love it.
But there is no story yet. My journey has barely begun.
Maybe so, but it has so much potential.
Ah, adventurers. Off to do a little dungeon crawling, are you? Makes me wish I were young again. Always plenty of fun to be had in the underworld. Good luck down there.
Who? Oh, hello! I don't suppose you have any stories? Farron Brygo is the name, impresario of theatrical entertainments and pageants of the mind. My company and I have performed before kings and queens on village greens and everything in between. We tell stories of all kinds, from tall tales of knights and thieves and bards, to poignant parables set in a world beyond the end of the world, to epics of gods and monsters, and those who wonder if they might be both. In my 40 years practicing my chosen trade, I have had the privilege of working with some of the finest magicians, storytellers, craftsmen, and artists the world has ever known. And it has been our continued pleasure to create together new and wondrous worlds for our audience to explore. My family were bankers in the land of the golden sun, but I left that trade to follow my love of art and storytelling and entertaining the people. I have never regretted it. I'm working on a new entertainment as we speak, about a band of bold adventurers trying to stop ancient evils from destroying the world, and I'm looking for inspiration. It occurred to me that the Adventurers Guild would be a good place to find some. Good talking to you. See you again.
Ah, hello. Good to meet fellow seekers of adventure. I am Egbar Andros, known as Stronghold. It seems I've come to your city in dark times. I have sought adventure for many years. First as a mercenary in Sarai, then as a treasure hunter and thief. Then one day in a market in Gouache, I heard a song that told of a great sage trapped in an endlessly repeating dream. The song said that if the sage was freed from his dream, he would turn the world from the path of ruin. And I, suddenly feeling I had unwittingly been treading just such a path, decided I would find the sage and wake him and help him to save the world. I have been seeking him ever since and had many adventures along the way. A name from my mercenary days. I was known to hold the line and never break, and to close the gaps when others fled. Murders, disappearances, intolerance, hate, the clash of the old and the new. All this is happening within your walls. It makes me wonder if the ruin the sage is meant to save us from is close at hand. If it is, then I must find him quickly and stop telling tales in taverns. Good luck on your adventures, friends. I hope you find what you seek.
Welcome, adventurer. We are the review board of the Adventurers Guild. Before you can be allowed to learn certain skills or follow certain paths, your progress must be reviewed to be certain that you are worthy. You will know when to return to us. We look forward to seeing you then. Farewell, adventurer.
Now's the perfect time. Everybody's out of their houses, left all their valuables behind.
But what about the monsters? What if we get ate?
We'll be careful, that's all. And if we're caught, well, I run faster than you, so that's all right.
Oi! That's no funny.
Big things dragged down the old dam.
Stay in the camp.
You can't trick me! You're a monster! Just like the other monsters! No! No!
Watch out! There's monsters about.
You're all dead! Ya hear me?
To friendship!
Drinking in the Toby!
Please excuse me.
Out of my way!
Stand aside!
What's your way?
Please excuse me. To friendship.
Cheers.
You can't judge me.
Don't
like eggs out of a hen house.
And you don't know who nabbed him?
He was out scavenging. Didn't know they was caught until gone.
I'll find them, Cully. I promise I will. Now lock down tight until I get back, aye?
Ta, Ringneck. I only hope you'd find him alive. There's too many of us hurt and lost already.
This is terrible. Oh! Who's that? Ah, you must be the one Rabbit promised to send. Am I glad to see you? Some kin of mine have been kidnapped and I could use some help finding them. Wellbottom's the biggest trout camp in all of Keith. Used to be the one place a trout could feel they was safe. Now nowhere is safe. Been talk at the guild of some trow sellswords sneaking around Scarab Brae, killing people and cutting them up. I hope it ain't them who's took my friends, but I got a bad feeling in my belly. Thanks for giving me a hand. Cully said they was taken near Sinister Street. Let's head that way. Eh?
How may I serve?
Eh?
Ready.
Yep.
Here.
That's High Priestess Uena, leader of the Temple of the Blessed Lady. She's a lot nicer than Bishop Henred, but they're still on the same side.
Adventurers. I understand why you look at me askance, friends, but please do not think all Fatherites are as close-minded as Bishop Henred's paladins. They may blame all Trow for the crimes of a few, as they do adventurers too, eh? But we do not. Please tell your friends at the Guild that if any there need sanctuary, even from other Fatherites, the Temple of the Blessed Lady is always open. I am High Priestess Uena of the Temple of the Blessed Lady. We of the Temple are dedicated to helping the helpless and healing the hurt, no matter who they are or who has hurt them. We are indeed, but Henry is very zealous. I should not say more. Loyalty is one of a paladin's greatest virtues, but blind loyalty... I wish they followed the actual teachings of the Sword Father's book as fervently as they do those who preach it. I do, child. I pray. Go in peace, child.
She talks as sweet as honey, but I still wouldn't tell her much. Fatherites stick together, no matter what they say.
Santé, mes amis. Will you help a man buy a drink? I have these things I have no use for now, and I will sell them to you for very cheap. Very cheap. Ah, do you speak my tongue? Are you from Amordi? No? I should go home. What did I think I would find here that I could not find there? But who has the coin for voyageant when drinking costs so much? The armor, the swords, the accoutrements of war, I have given them up, huh? But the memories, they are not so easily disposed of. And so, I must drink. And so, I must have coin. And so, I sell the armor, the swords, and the accoutrements of war. May it bring you more joy than it did me.
Eh?
Come back if you want more. I'll to drink.
Everything gone! My whole collection!
We can rebuild you.
Can we? Those artifacts were irreplaceable! And now...
Aha! Here's one who knows what's what. And what can the Fox of the North do for a fellow follower of fortune? That's what the paladins call me. The most notorious robber north of Lestris. But can they catch me? Not if I can go to ground, they can't. Paladins are afraid of the old city, and with good reason. They've no friends down here. So I cool my heels here when the heat's on, then slip back up above ground for another run. Business is good. Just a few things I've picked up on my last trip upstairs. my bonny comrades.